Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Friday Night Lights series for the Frankentrack 250 from Long Pond, Pennsylvania, the Pocono Raceway. God, we're going to have a good time here tonight. Up here in the booth today, myself, Kirk Mills, alongside me will be Ron Mons, and our producer will be Howie Burrows. Going to be doing our cameras for us this afternoon. Ron, you know this place. You've been there. Lord knows I haven't been to Long Pond, Pennsylvania, but I know it's on the bucket list. Jeff says there's 5 turns. Well, you know, whoever. Got to ask you, Ron. Tell me about Pocono from your experience, because I heard you once put wheels on the ground at Pocono.
Yeah, Pocono is absolutely fantastic. You think about the history of this place between stock cars, Indy cars, even a little bit of brief history with sports cars running on the infield. I've gone to race gosh knows how many times from the years of 2014 up until I got out of the karts in 2023, running around this place both on the outside and on the infield road course. It is a stunner of a facility. And in terms of the 2.5 mile oval that we're running on here, we saw a pretty darn good race last season. Joseph McWhorter was able to grab his first of only 2 victories in his championship winning season here in 2025. So I'm expecting some good racing. This is definitely going to be a challenge for these drivers, but there's a reason why they call it the Tricky Triangle.
Absolutely. You know, one thing I got to tell you, I'm talking to everybody about it. You can see last week, we got Lucas Hoytsma, who won the Friday Night Lights in Nashville. But the problem was at Michigan in the Cup Series, Lucas Hoytsma lost, unfortunately, in the Cup Challenge by less than 6/1000ths of a second. Heartbreak. This is his first race back since then. And all I can say is I hope he's able to get some redemption today. Right now, it looks like he's starting P10 today. He's going to be a driver to watch to see how he's able to recover from such a close finish. But as we're coming to the end right now, with about a minute left to warm up, one thing I got to tell you, folks, we got ourselves a new driver in the field. Let's see if we can't get let you know about our new driver here. Ethan Winter has joined the Friday Night Lights series. Now, I was curious about who this character was. You know, that's something that we don't normally see. So I went in and looked him up on iRacing, and it turns out this guy, he is an absolute menace when it comes to dirt oval racing. This guy has a 4.99 safety rating A-class with almost 9,000 I rating on dirt ovals. He's, you know, Ron, you could put it best. What did you say about him?
Yeah, we were talking about right before we went live, and it's a different 2.5 mile oval that we're running at here. So it's not dirt to Daytona. It's really Kokomo to Pocono.
Exactly right. I love that. I love that. That's brilliant for this guy. I hope he does well. He has a 6,000 I rating in this race, too. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. We got Bryson Hicksonball on the pole and Ethan Winter right there, starting P2. First ever start in this series. Starting in third tonight, Eddie Rose from Team Conti alongside Nicholas Roman, coming down to the lower rings to try and win himself another one. Jacob Simpson in the 22, and Adam Benefield, last week's Cup Series winner, here in row number 3, I believe. Yeah. And then here we go, number 4, you got Andrew Dyson and Daniel Wiles, 7th and 8th tonight. 9th and 10th will be Matt White in the 70, coming back for the first time in a while. And Lucas Hoytsma rounds out your top 10.
And looking outside your top 10, it's got to be Casey Graves starting this race in 11th. Next to him will be Hunter Trull in that 71 machine starting in 12th. P13 will be the number 14 car of Blake Kluwat next to the 32 of Aiden Amaro. You'll be in 14th place here. And that's P15, your reigning Pocono winner here in Friday Night Lights, Joseph McWhorter, in a new look and paint scheme there in the number 73 car. He'll be next to Brandon Hastings in the 81. Right behind them is going to be your 9th row, comprised of Noah Woods and Tanner Marty. And rounding at your top 20 here in tonight's race at Pocono will be William Owens and Cliff Mullins.
Starting 21st this afternoon is going to be Matthew Blackley, also making his first start of the season, I believe. I haven't seen him before. First time for him. We also got Eric Weiland here in the 21 machine starting P22. P23, Dave Hoytsma's back, and he's better than ever. We're going to see how he does this afternoon alongside Brandon Hunsinger in the 92. Starting in 25th tonight, Kevin Zosiak in the 37 looks to keep it clean alongside Daniel Llewellyn in the 23 machine. Starting in 27th will be Kyle Ammon alongside Michael Mesnard in the 35. Starting in 29th will be Jacob Quill in the 91. Long way to go to get to the front, and he can definitely do it. Alongside Mason Lowery in the 42. Also, long way to go, but he can get there. And our final starters of the afternoon is going to be Jarek Rodzicki starting 31st alongside Tim Phillips. After that, we got ourselves Bill Hull and Steve Benjamin in the back of the field. And then finally, we have Wesley Napier, our last driver out of a 35-car field here at Pocono. Take a look here at our stages and the way the race is. Oh, we don't have them right now. Here we go. Let's try it again. Let me go ahead and give it to you. So stage 1 is going to be 25 laps, and stage 2 will be 50 laps. Tire set limit will be 4. And that's all we got. 32 to 37 laps on gas. And looks like, if I got this right, I don't see them adding a lap here, folks. I think we're going green this time. First time. Yeah, absolutely the right idea, too. We don't necessarily need to be around here just coasting for an extra lap there. I don't think that'd be necessary. But here we go. For the first time for that 38 being on the front row, he's got a lot to prove, but Hicksonball, we know that he's a driver, he's a champion, he's a guy who's able to win in almost anything you put him in. He's on the pole. He's going to be the control car as we get this thing started, and I want you to go ahead and reach down, pull them belts tight one more time. The pace car is going to go ahead and dive it down into the pit road, and here we go from Pocono Raceway through that restart zone. Biggity, biggity, biggity! Let's go racing, boys!
Look at that, heading down to turn number 2, packed in like sardines still. Ethan Winter checking out as Bryson Hicksonball and Nicholas Vroman still squabbling. Vroman, the usual cup runner, making his real appearance here in this series. He's been rocking and rolling the past couple of weeks, so let's see what he can do here. Currently running an uncontested P2.
Yeah, I got to tell you right now, Ethan Winter just put a statement on the field. First time in the race, first lap ever led is going to be lap number 1 from Pocono.
Yeah, what a start for the newcomer. What a start for this field as it's still competitive as always. Whoa. Your top runners a little bit single-filed out before the behind. They're still side by side.
Yeah, some guys are making blocks that are making me question whether or not that's necessarily the right time to do it. Look out, Wall gets close there on the exit of turn number 1. It always does, but it looks like we're getting single-filed out. And so far, so good. But the real battle I'm looking at right now is Jacob Simpson and Daniel Wiles. The 88 and the 22 is the only battle up here on your screen. See Simpson on the top, Wiles on the bottom.
Oda nearly ended in tears as they headed their way out of turn number 2, and now Lucas Hoytsma gonna stick his nose there as well. Hoytsma looking for P7, but actually going to lose out on P8 here as Hunter Trull getting down to the inside of him as they head their way through 3.
Yeah, I talked to Wiles actually before this race started. He told me that he really wanted to get a win so bad. He wanted it desperately. He wanted only to be able to try and win this race. He's got a ways to go to get there, running P7 right now. But keep in mind, I want to see that 88 try and get up towards the front, and we'll see what he can do if he's able to get there. But again, Winter had the fastest lap of the entire field that time by, and he's dominating. He's got the clean air. Ethan Winter. Who the heck's this guy? Came out of nowhere, and he's a real champion on the official side. This guy's insanely good, and he's showing it off right now as a rookie. First time ever in the Friday Night Lights series.
As the struggles are still continuing for Lucas Hoytsma off the back of the win 2 weeks ago at Nashville in the last round of this championship. He is still feeling a world of pressure there from Hunter Trull. I think that 97 car really struggling in the short run, but as we get to the start lap number 4, let's see if he can finally find an extra gear.
He's racing side by side there. You see Clue out there on the bottom. He's going to have to pull in line. He doesn't have the run right now. He's going to have to fall back in and try again to try and make that pass work on McWhorter there. McWhorter, who won last year, remember, he had a fast car, but now some things have changed. He's in a different position right now. He's going to have to go from the back to the front. And what did we learn about Pocono? It is so hard to pass here. You really don't want to go passing on the bottom. You really want to go passing on the top is what I heard from the driver. that 22 right there, actually. He said that if you try and pass on the bottom, you're not going to be able to get too much of a run at all, because those folks that pass will just wait until you make the move and pass you right on the outside. And so when you try to pass, you can't really do much with it, as it looks like Eddie Rose tried looking to the outside on Hicksonball there. Hicksonball, who fallen back to fourth since his pole position start.
Yeah, Eddie Rose really standing out to me right now, holding on to fifth at the current moment and squabbling with some of the best that we have seen so far this season. Bryson Hicksonball, Adam Benefield, the two cars up in front of him, along with Nicholas Roman and Ethan Winter slotted in second and first, respectively. You got Jacob Simpson right behind and a whole gaggle of other strong contenders. So Eddie Rose really impressing at the current moment here in this race. We'll have to see if that pace will continue to hold true for that driver, or if he may start to drop back as this run grows longer.
You're looking at that 38, the McLean Yamba Veterinary Toyota Supra right there leading this field, but Vroman has closed in on him. He's on the back bumper. He's actually there. He's getting him a little loose, probably putting some air on that spoiler. He's able to hang on to the car, but Vroman's not going to let him run away. I mean, Vroman's been dominant in this series. He comes down from the Cup Series and is essentially a bushwhacker. And he's going to try it in the turn number one. There he goes. He dives it down to the bottom for the first time for the lead.
But Roman getting a little bit squirrely there on the bottom. Ethan Winter trying to keep that momentum rocking and rolling there on the high side, and he's going to clear him as they head their way onto the back straightaway. Roman, though, has really got to worry about Adam Benefield. You see him right there, just less than a car length, as they head their way down into turn number two. Roman's got two things to worry about. There's a two-pronged battle right now. He's having to worry about maybe going for a move on Ethan Winter, but he's also having to worry about Benefield looking at a move on him.
Yeah, this is actually one of the better performances. It reminds me a lot of when Joseph Galata started in the Cup Series. Oh, look out, there's Dyson getting some door banging contact with McWhorter there in turns 3 and 4. Both keep the car straight. Dyson loses momentum, and they're going to have to try it again. Remember, trying to pass on the bottom is so difficult to pull off. You really kind of don't want to do that, but it looks like that's the option he had to go for. And again, what I was saying earlier about Ethan Winter up front, again, you don't get to see drivers start their first race in the Friday Night Lights Series normally and see them in the top group of cars very often. We saw it only with a handful of drivers, like Joseph Galata, like June Salim also comes to mind. But those are the only times I've ever seen it, and now we got a new one. Ethan Winter leading this thing by 2/10 right now.
As we still have battles throughout this pack, this is the one for the final two spots inside the top 10. It's Aiden Amaro and Hunter Trull running nose to tail. And now Joseph McWhorter trying to stick his nose on the inside there as well. Had a huge amount of mid-turn speed as he headed his way through turn number 3. Not able to make something happen, but you know, your race winner 1 year ago here at Pocono, definitely feeling a little bit antsy in his current position just outside of the top 10.
Now, as we get this thing settled out, folks, I do want to go ahead and go over a quick point with you. We got 32 laps until we might start seeing this door open for pit stops. Roman, take a look at this. He got a run on the exit of turn number 1. He's got to the left rear quarter panel for turn 2. This is going to be very close for this, folks. And it looks like he can't defend when you're on the top. Oh, he gets turned. He made contact with Adam Benefield. He saves the race car. That dirt experience coming into play. And he only loses 3 spots from it. But what a save by the 38 to be able to keep that car straight. Let's look at those hands yet again. What a drive.
Yes, sawing at the wheel to try and keep this thing going in a straight line. Vroman gets a little bit squirrely, and that checks him up a little bit. And Benefield coming in, nearly came in for the kill. Just a little bit of contact. Let's see this from Winter's perspective, riding on board with him. There's the contact, and look at that, all crossed up there, counter steering through turn number 2. Ethan Winter probably should consider buying a lottery ticket once he leaves Pocono. I know there's a 7-Eleven not too far away.
Oh, look at this. They're now doing the snake down the straightaway. This is something we saw last year. Whenever the drivers got bored up front, they started doing a snake as teammates. And up front, it is all mostly teammates. You got Vroman, Hicksonball, and Rose, all 3 of them being teammates. Benefield, who has, since that contact, fallen outside of the top 5 now in P6. But Ethan Winter hanging on to a top 5 spot is Jacob Simpson sitting in P5. Looking at this top 5 already, I can tell you one thing. All of them started in the top 5 with the Yeah, all of them started in the top 5, so it's so hard to move forward. The only driver who seems to be moving forward right now is Lucas Hoytsma in that 97 right now.
And side by side for 4th, this is Jacob Simpson and Ethan Winter in through turn number 1. Winter, after that sideways wiggle through 2, still trying to get his bearings straight. And the 22 of Jacob Simpson, who throughout this season has experienced some really good pace, some really good results, but has also been occasionally about as consistent as expired mayonnaise. You know, he's going to look to try and get a good result out of this race. Holding on to 4th, now in front of Adam Benefield as Ethan Winters got overtaken there, hanging down the backstretch.
Yeah, he's falling backwards, and he's not going in the correct direction. Ethan Winters, after sliding his tires, most certainly cooked him and might not be handling the way he would have liked. But definitely a great start for his career in Friday Night Lights, definitely being the highlight of the first 10 laps so far. And the further we go, the more we might see how he does. It's just about making it to the end. They call it the full-length Cup Challenge in the Cup Series for a reason. We go to full distance. And same thing here in Friday Night Lights. We still go to full distance. So it's not just about being fast. You also got to be able to stick around to the end of this thing. And look at Hoytsma make another pass on the outside, going from P10 starting position all the way up now to P6.
As you can see, the mad weaving heading down the back straightaway. It's gotten a little bit out of hand right now. These drivers certainly feeling like they've got some ants in their pants as we continue through this first stage. Nicholas Froman is still your leader, trying to pull away from the rest of the pack as Bryson Nixonball is currently feeling some pressure with Eddie Rose there as well. We've got a side-by-side battle. Ethan Winter, I think he's finally gotten those tires coerced, and he's going to start to fight back here. His bearings are finally straight, and he's side-by-side with the 71 of Hunter Troll as they head their way across the stripe, but he finds himself in a hornet's nest right now. This could be 3 wide here heading into 1.
Yeah, absolutely right. Oh, man, hang on to it. I'll tell you what, that 38 car is going the wrong direction. We saw him start up in P2, led a bunch of laps, but once he made that once he got hit in the left rear quarter panel by Adam Benefield, that car just has not been the same since. He is losing a lot of time, so we'll see how it goes. But let's turn our attention up towards the front for a minute while he's trying to recover. Because look at this snake that this Roman car is creating down the straightaway if we can. We're going to try and get a good angle of it for you. It's kind of hard to get the angle from that one. This actually might be good up here. This will probably show it. It mostly happens on the exit of turn number 2. Turn number 1. I forget how they do this. I do 3 corners here instead of 5. It's weird. Here we go. Yeah, going on the front straightaway. Going way down. Everybody in the front straightaway is not running on the wall. They all go down and follow the draft. And that's the only way you're able to stick with them right now. And our pole center, Hicksonball's recovered to P2. Oh, just behind him, though, Rose is loose. He got a little bit on the brakes. He had a puff of smoke. That car was so sideways.
As you can see, the drafting snake heading out of 1 into turn number 2. See, this track is a mixed bag. You've got the mix of those very long straightaways, very long flat-out moments. So we take a look at one of the turns, catching out the number 46 of Eddie Rose, sideways wiggle through the turn. That was very well held. I'm sure, from our perspective, it looked pretty minor, but from his perspective behind the wheel, I don't want to know what the inside of his fire suit looks like.
On my end, I could definitely tell you I saw a little bit of smoke. That car was so sideways. He did a good job hanging on to it, though. All right. Now, again, we're racing to the end of the stage. Lap number 25. We got about number 10 laps to go-ish, I think. Maybe a little less than that. Maybe 10 or 11 laps to go. Once we get there, things will change. But look at this. You're starting to see more and more cars take different lines in turn number 1. 22's getting a run right now on P3, Eddie Rose. I think that 22's going to have a shot going into turn 2 here if he chooses to do something with that run.
And this is a momentum track here. You got to keep that momentum rocking and rolling through the turns. Get the good exits so you're still within striking distance of your competition right up the road. A small little trip up and you're done for, as proven by Jacob Simpson as he's feeling some pressure. Adam Benefield down the inside of him. He may try and clip the coupon and get a 2-for-1 deal, though, as they head their way through turn number 3. Got very close to the side of Eddie Rose's car after that sideways snap through turn number 1 a bit earlier. Eddie Rose, I think, is starting to struggle. Those tires may be cooked.
Oh, it's good. It's good racing right here for third place, folks. Here comes Jacob Simpson down to the inside. It's really hard to pass on the bottom. He's going to slide it. He's slipping and sliding. So is the 46. He's sideways. All of them are sideways. They're sliding the cars. It's fun to watch. Man, they're driving on the edge of control right now. 22 makes that pass, goes up to P3, but now Benefield makes a pass on his teammate, and so does Hoytsma, who started 10th, is now up inside the top 5.
This is fantastic racing that we've got going on right now, and Pocono is a 97 of Hoytsma, all crossed up there on the inside of Eddie Rose. He holds on to it, still slotted in P6 right now, but feeling some pressure ever still. That is a hornet's nest that we've got going on, not the first that we've seen here tonight, and I'm going to go out on a limb. It's not going to be the last either. Just look at that pack as they head their way onto the start-finish straightaway. Pure madness, still that side-by-side battle with Hoytsma and Daniel Wiles, and I don't think these drivers are going to yield anytime soon.
Yeah, but what they notice, if you take a look here, third place on back, they got a huge gap right now compared to first and second. First and second have scooted away, but Jacob Simpson's trying to chase them back down, but I don't know if they got enough time to be able to get there right now. Less than 10 laps to go in the stage. The only thing I can tell you is that 22 is starting to look a little fast once he gets some clean air on his nose. I think that 22 might be a contender later in the day if he can get some clean air.
Yeah, I said a bit earlier on this broadcast that that number 22 car of Jacob Simpson, he's had a pretty up and down season. It's been a rocky road so far. 3 wide as they head their way down to turn number 3. Forget about any sort of battling up towards the front, because this is insanity. That's Hunter Troll, Andrew Dyson, and Daniel Wiles, all covered by nothing. A sideways wiggle from Troll as he heads his way through turn number 3. Very lucky to keep that car out of the barrier and feeling some pressure there. A little push heading down the start-finish stretch from Joseph McCorder.
Yeah, I got to tell you, he leaned on the door right there. 41 gave him a shot on the exit of turn 3 right there. That's what happened there to get him a little loose. I don't know if it's going to be over. I don't think it is. It's going to be, oh, man, they are still all over the place. You're absolutely right. Holy cow. Oh, man, we're looking at it, though, and we know they got to survive. They can keep racing like this all day long, but they're not going for the win right now. They're going for position. They got to remember that. Absolutely. 41 cars trying to defend at the best of his ability. In doing so, it might be dangerous. So doing the right thing right now as we're looking right now at the back bumper of Eddie Rose, who has recovered now to hang out back in the top 5 again on the back bumper of his teammate. But look how Hoytsma diving in there.
Oh, and running nearly onto the grass on the inside of turn number 3. Definitely a bit of a yoinky spelunky line there from Hoytsma, but hey, if he works it well, that's what matters at the end of the day. He's been able to get some moves done already. We saw him drop down like an anvil push out of a helicopter to start this race off, but he's rising up like a helium balloon. Although I say that, he goes really deep down to turn number 1. That's not going to help out his chances one bit.
I don't think so at all. Man, Hoytsman's able to just get that run to the inside. We'll see if it works for him on turn 2. He had this done in the past, but slipped up, and Eddie was able to get him back. This time, still leaning on it. Nope. Looks like he got to fall back in line again. And, you know, the big surprise here in this top 10 so far, really, I think, is Daniel Wiles, the 88 machine. He's making a move on Hoytsman right now. He's on the inside, making a pass right here on your screen. He's in that dark machine. That's the 88. Trying to go to the inside now. I don't know if he's going to have any help here. Oh, no, 83 goes down, gives him a little bit of draft, but that's not going to help because he's got cars bump drafting on the top.
Yeah, and all throughout the season, Daniel Wiles has been one of the other standout stars for me as well. I like keeping tabs on that driver, the number 88 machine. He has been a stormer throughout this season. We'll see if he can have some more good runs as we get throughout the summer.
Down the back, man, they are just like the top 2 are gone. Okay, just keep that in mind, folks. Top 2 are out of here. Not really getting too close to each other either. That's Vroman and Hicksonball. Very good at this track. Very, very good at this track. And I think that they're going to be the cars to beat based on the long run speed that we're seeing out of them. 100 laps, not a long time to get around this track, and just got to keep the car underneath you. What I can see is that 41's trying all he can. He's sliding that thing like, man, this is great racing up towards the front. They're probably having so much fun behind the wheel right now, Ron.
Oh, they've got to be, cackling just about as much as I am here on the broadcast booth. That's Tokyo Drift from Andrew Dyson, heading off through turn number 3. Getting some style points, probably cooking the rear tires in the process, but we are getting to the end of the stage, so he can lean on those bad boys just a little bit more. Hey, they're tires on a race car. They're not meant to be handled with kid gloves. They're meant to be used all down to the canvas. So keeping our eye on this battling as it's still intense. That's close quarter stuff there behind with Hunter Troll and Justin McWhorter heading down into turn number 2. McWhorter, I'm not really sure the way that I could describe this race for that number 73 driver. Started this race in 11th, if my memory serves me correctly. Currently running in 9th. And I've seen a bit of tenacity coming out of him. Just haven't seen much in the pace department yet.
It's just going to be a matter of time. We'll see what he can do. I mean, he's having fun drifting the car sideways a lot more than most of the other cars are. That 22 has solidified his position as 3rd place right now, I believe. As the rest of the cars, the real battle is from really 4th place on back unless 22 makes a mistake. But that's where I'm looking right now. Eddie Rose, you got Hoytsma there. 22 goes down to try and break the draft. That didn't help him at all. 83's got a big old run on him. He's going to get there by turn 2.
And side by side through 2. Oh, he held on to it. Lucas Hoytsma giving us a panic attack here at the broadcast booth, giving himself a panic attack behind the wheel. Still holding on to a good spot, though, side by side with himself and Dyson. Oh, you can tell that was close because it sounded like a tornado siren.
All-American freedom right there. That's what that was.
God bless America. That was awesome.
No, I gotta tell you, no, that was it. No, he's a great driver. That's the thing. Watch his wheel. Watch this. You're gonna see it snap. Bang! And he snapped back too. He didn't overcorrect. Genius. Well done. Good driving.
Now these drivers are going to try giving us a heart attack as it's happening again. A bad sideways snap from the 41 of Andrew Dyson, that time out of turn number 1. The handling at this point is getting bad on these race cars with a capital B. We're seeing them get more squirrely, we're seeing them get more sideways, and we're seeing these drivers get a little bit more sloppy in their driving as well.
Benfield got down to the inside of P3. Jacob Simpson, while we're watching, he tried to get there. He's going to go there again. But look at this stack up. This is just, man, you can't pass at all here, can you? You get stuck behind somebody. Dirty air is just terrible. Hoytsma's coming down pit road. Hoytsma's deciding to flip the stage.
I'm liking that call there from Hoytsma. I think it was just going to be a bad run at the end of the stage considering that sideways snap. So I like it in terms of trying different. I also like it because that car was probably going to be driving like a trash bag full of mango pulp sliding down a flight of stairs.
Look at Wineland, too. Wineland and Hoytsma, they're going to inherit the top 2 spots unless the leader comes down this lap. The pit roads are not closed yet, so they can still make it down pit road, the top 2, Hicksonball and Vroman, and they can give up stage points to be able to take the lead back. But that, I don't think they're going to do that. It's a matter of, those points mean a lot to them. But winning the race, they could probably do that stage 2. Flip the stage then so they have a chance to win the race. I don't know what they're going to do stage 1. It looks like out of turn number 3, they are not coming down. They're staying out on the racetrack. So it's only going to be those 2 cars, Wineland and Hoytsma, that are choosing to flip the stage.
Yeah, I'm still a fan of that call. We'll have to see how it works come time for the start of that second stage here in the not too distant future. In the meantime, though, the battling is so intense out there on the racetrack. Drivers fanning out. Look at that 41 of Andrew Dyson nearly running up into the fence as he headed his way through turn number 1. Fully conscious decision, by the way. He is deciding to run that line. That looks like rush hour traffic heading down the back straightaway. This has been an insane start to this race.
Yeah, it's working for him, too, as we're coming down now to get the white flag on the stage. When they cross the stripe, this is going to be their last time around. Look who's joined the picture again, that 38 machine back in the picture. He was outside the top 10 for a while, but Ethan Winter is back, and he's trying to recover from his slide he had earlier as the leader crosses the stripe now. That puts us now at 1 more lap to go in the stage, and these guys are all fighting for stage points on your screen from 3rd place on back.
Yeah, these drivers in the thick of an intense battle, not just out there on the racetrack, but in terms of the points as well. Gotta start thinking about that as we get into the summer. These drivers certainly thinking about behind the wheel, trying to get everything that they can. The 22, Jacob Simpson, again, very flirtatious with that outside barrier. That 22, I think, may try and go for a dive on the 41 of Andrew Dyson as they head their way through the final few turns of this stage. Doesn't go for it into turn number 2. Let's see if he tries to lick the stamp and send it into 3.
Yep, final time here. The leaders are already going to go through turn 3 right there. He's going to end up winning the stage. Vroman followed by Hicksenball. But this is the battle for third. Dyson, who was sideways sliding all over the place for the majority of the stage, is able to make the final lap pass on his teammate. And it looks like coming to the line, it's going to be Dyson taking third place over Benefield Wiles. There we go. Dyson, Benefield, looks like we'll have to take a look at the final results here in a minute to get the exact. Everybody's kind of jockeying after the flag. That's kind of normal. But let's take a look at our Stage 1 results on your screen now. All right, folks. It has been an eventful one so far. No accidents yet. All the cars that started this race, folks, are still here. The only driver who is not out there is a driver who did not qualify. Jacob Quill, who came out there, said he was going to run some laps, but it looks like he did not run a single lap here in the race trim. He will finish dead last here. He didn't even start, so he won't even get a position, it looks like, maybe 35th. But at the end of the day, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back once we get ready for the restart, folks. You're watching Maconi Entertainment live from Pocono. Friday Night Lights series will return shortly.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back to Pocono Raceway, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Maconi Entertainment's production of the Friday Night Lights series here from Long Pond, Pennsylvania. You can see on your screen, look at the front row. Remember what we said about the cars that chose to flip the stage? That is Wineland and the 97. Those two cars are up at the front, and a bit of news under that caution. The 22 machine of Jacob Simpson has been given an EOL penalty. So for too many pit stalls. So that's going to absolutely cause him to have from a good day to a recovery day. He's just going to need to recover what he lost. Heading through turn 3, I hate saying that. It needs, triangle is cool and all, but this is more like 5 turns than anything. Here we go. All right, at turn 3, you got Wineland, got Hoytsma there, top 2. Wineland we haven't seen in the top 10 all day long, but now he's going to be sitting P2. Here's the restart, back underway. Great jump from Hoytsma. The 21 is going to need some help. He's going to be split 3 wide down into turn number 1.
This is going to get really hair-raising. I don't have a good feeling about this. Hang down to turn number 1. Vroman there on the inside in the pink machine, trying to go off to the Pony Club. On the inside, the 21 is on the inside. The 41 as they're close farther behind.
Yeah, remember, folks, we had that 63 and the 8 car scoot out to a huge lead in the stage number 1. Guess what? They're sitting P5 and 6 right now, side by side. They got a ways to go before they can get another huge run there. More and more cars still side by side behind. And look at that. Hastings making it 3 wide behind all this at the tail. Oh, my goodness gracious. He's able to keep it straight. Everybody's still going just fine. Amaro got moved up the hill. This is towards the back of the field, but up again in the front. The real side-by-side battle that is continuing up at the front. Caution's out. They're wrecking off turn number 3. Look out, folks. It looks like it is... Oh, Eric! Oh, Kevin Zosiak. Huge hit. Oh, no, it hit the barrels. They hit the barrels. It's the 42 of Lowry. He has lost his right front tire. I cannot believe what I just saw, folks. This is not going to be pretty. Hang on to it. Watch this right here on the exit. Got a little loose. Oh, and bang! Oh, my good God. That killed a man.
Mama.
I don't want to get copyright. All right, hang on. Oh, my. Zosiak, it wasn't his fault at all. Zosiak just was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Oh, this is going to be painful.
Yeah, look at this right
dear.
Here.
So that's what we call double doink. Oh,
that is
I got
horrible.
whiplash just looking at that.
Yeah, dude. I'd like to actually... it's not even Zosiak's fault here. He was just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. But, hey, gotta admit, I think that... Is his engine blown? I hope not. Oh, no, it is blown. Absolutely. It is blown. That sucks for that 37 machine. He didn't do anything wrong there. Just a tough break for that 37 of Zosiak. I hate to see it.
Yeah, that is the quintessential falling anvil coming down hang out of turn number 3. Was just going to say, would that be could we mark that as doing a Casey Kane? Because he had a pretty nasty shot into the inside pit wall here at Pocono quite a few years ago. They actually extended the end of the pit lane as a result of that.
Yeah, I think this is different. I think it's you don't get to see Rex that hard that often. Yeah, sure, he hit the barrels, but it wasn't as... This was like murder. It was not good. You don't want to hit that wall that hard, but I tell you what, man, I'm actually going to see if I can't go down there and see if that 42 is okay. I'm a little worried about him. Man, I am. Oh, Mason Lowry. He is currently... his car was... I've never seen a car hit a wall harder in the sim outside of at a normal NASCAR track. You normally see it, when they go to... What was that racetrack that they have the oval at that's like really bumpy and the weird corners overseas? You know what I'm talking about? Monza, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monza. Yeah, I've seen huge hits there because they have those guardrails that are up and those things are just so blunt. But here in the sim, you don't get that very often as we're doubling up for a restart here, Ron. You know, you actually were telling me, since we're under caution, can you remind me what all these corners are supposed to represent, since we're talking about other racetracks?
Yeah, so, Pocono, one of those tracks that's undergone a lot of evolution in terms of the racing that actually goes down here. As you can see, open all the way back in 1969. The 2.5-mile oval that was opened around about that time. Originally, there was a small little, I think, a half-mile oval there on the start-finish straightaway. But the turns on this 2.5-mile oval, turn 1 is modeled after the old Trenton Speedway, not too far of a drive away from Pocono, that has since gone the way of the Dodo Bird. That was a bean-shaped track that IndyCar raced at for many moons. Turn 2, it's meant to be Indy. Pick your lot. I usually say it's like turn number 3 because it feels like the most treacherous turn of them all. And turn number 3 here at Pocono is meant to be modeled after the turns that they have in Milwaukee. Same banking, same sort of layout there. So that's exactly why you've got these turns. Technically speaking, anyone that says it is 5 turns, they could be considered correct, because the turn that they modeled turn 1 after here at Pocono was technically 2 turns in 1 shot. Turn 2 here, that's just 1. That's an Indy turn. And then the final turn, that could either be 1 or 2 at the Milwaukee Mile, or it could be 3 and 4. So technically speaking, you could say that is 5, but American racetracks are not very good at numbering their turns. If we ever do a broadcast together, which I don't think we would do, but Kirk, if we ever do a broadcast together at Virginia International Raceway, the road course, you will catch me complaining 98% of the time that half the turns are marked as turn number A.
Well, it's time for me to send a message over to, Mr. O'Donnell. Ask him if we can go over to VIR to see if we can.
Track.
Yeah, if we can't get that to happen, just so I can hear that complaint. We're going to add a lap. Yep. So I want to be able to let you guys know that there's also some news that you may have already heard about on social media all over the dang place, as we got one more lap before the green flag to get back underway. Airbase Coronado. We're going to be racing there next week with these cars. My good God, how on earth did they get that done in time? I love to see it. Very happy we got an opportunity to do it. But remember, iRacing actually helps NASCAR design the track for that 100%. So they could try things in iRacing. If it doesn't work, they adjust it. And so that's really the thing. I think that whenever that happened in Chicago, it opened a door. So that way, iRacing could get the track before everybody else, because they tested it first and then it got approved, and all they had to do was do the art and a whole lot of extra work, and now it's ready for us. So cannot wait for next weekend to watch and be a part of that Airbase Coronado race, San Diego. Going to be awesome.
I have been so tempted to buy that track. I actually got in the rig for the first time in about 7 or 8 months just the other day. And I saw that. I saw somebody doing a lap in the Lotus 79, the old F1 car there at Naval Base Coronado.
Oh my God.
That looks like an absolute riot.
It's a nightmare, dude. So much bumps all over the place. And
It'll bring me back
practically
to my
jump.
karting days.
Yeah, it's actually terrifying. As we're doubling up for the restart, folks, your top 10, look at it. It's Hoytsma, Dyson, Benefield, Wineland, Hicksonball, Roman, McWhorter, Rose, Graves, and Wiles. Casey Graves getting into the top 10 for the first time tonight. Let's see how he does, along with Eric Wineland restarting P3. Let's see if we can go a little further. Great restart for Hoytsma that time. We are back underway here from Pocono.
Who's going to be the big mover, the big diver, hang down to turn number 1. Already see some drivers cutting up again, close to contact there. Wineland and Dyson took a couple of chops at each other as they headed their way into turn number 1. Dyson going to clear him just barely out of the turn. This is going to stack it up and allow the 83 of Adam Benefield to try and get some moves done. Look at him trying to make something work there to jump into second.
A lot of cars are just all over the dang racetrack right now. You can see the real battles for second on back right there. Oh, it's going to get tight. Hang on to it, Wineland. He sure does. He's sitting right now P4 under threat by Hicksonball in that 63 on the inside of Wineland. McWhorter just on the tail of that 63 as well. Oh, he got up into him. He hit him in the door. He's going to try and move him up and out of the way. Man, I don't like that, but it happened anyway. All right. 3 wide now. McWhorter's able to take advantage of it.
Now it's Pocono, it's going to get physical, as it certainly is. Look at that, a six-pack of O'Reilly's cars heading their way down into turn number 1. That's the 21 of Wineland, nearly getting sent off into the fence. He's still in the midst of the horns. Look at that, that is formation flying. It looks like we're under pacing conditions right now. This is madness.
Yeah, just 4 lanes, it's normal right after a restart. It is kind of chaotic, yeah, but gotta say, it takes normally about 4 or 5 laps for this to really get settled out. It's only been a couple. So far, so good, though, for that 01 of, remember what I said about Casey Graves? He restarted 9th. He's trying to take over 6th place right now. That 01 car has been moving forward since the restart. Oh, he's up the hill. Look out. Made contact with that 21. Had to lift, and now Vroman is going to try and make it 3 wide here. Down to the inside with a push from the newcomer, the 38 machine.
They got really squirrely as they headed their way down the start-finish stretch. I was worried that somebody was maybe going to get turned. That very smooth start to this race. Only 1 yellow flag for incident. No, hoping that didn't just jinx the field, though, as they're still packed in like sardines. Everybody feeling very competitive here on these restarts, making hay while that sun is still shining.
Right there, you can see that Vroman machine cut up in front of the teammate right there of Eddie Rose. And I gotta say that this race is starting to look very familiar. You can see the top 2, they're scooting out, but guess what? We got ourselves a different cast of characters this time. It's Hoytsma and Benefield. Remember last week, getting you some PTSD for Hoytsma. Hoytsma leading the race, Benefield sitting P2. Those 2 cars were 6/1000th of a second apart last week whenever they crossed the line at Michigan in the Cup Series. Now they're 1-2 here again in the Friday Night Lights Series just 1 week later.
Yeah, 6/1000ths of a second. Just to kind of verbalize how quick 6/1000ths of a second is. Pop, that's it.
Yeah, it's actually a little longer than 6/1000ths of a second right there for sure. I can tell you, it was cool. It was so cool. Watch that finish. And if you haven't seen it, go back and take a look at it when you get a chance. It's definitely worth the time. It was a hell of a race at Michigan last week. But what I'm looking at right now, Vroman, who was dominating. He was up front. He had the lead for the majority of the stage last time by. He is just way off the pace right now. Look at where he's running. He's on the cusp of losing a top 10 spot. He got a shot in the back bumper from Casey Graves. He is in trouble right now.
Oh, as he gets very squirrely, heading his way off through turn number 1, nearly chases up into the door of Eddie Rose, and now this is going to get quite dicey as well with Winter. They're still very close as they head their way down into turn number 2. That's Casey Graves directly behind Ethan Winter up in front. Gotta wonder whether or not Vroman's gonna finally be able to get everything up and rolling after such a convincing start to his campaign here in this championship. Kind of joining midway through. He's kind of gotten stuck in second gear as of late.
Yeah, that 8 car, there's no doubt about it. He's a quick driver, and he comes down, and a lot of the cars that are down here racing week in, week out know when Vroman's in the field, it's going to be a real battle to try and win this race. It's hard to do it. But right now, I'm looking at our top 2 guys as well, Hoytsma and Benefield. It's just amazing that they're able to do as well as they have. But I'm also thinking about the gaps, because look, remember what we saw before. The top 2 were able to scoot out to a huge lead in stage 1. It's happening again. Top 2 are scooting out to a huge lead. It makes me think, is this because of a drafting situation, or is it just because those 2 cars are just that much better than everybody else? There could be a number of reasons. We just got a matter of time to find out, as the 8 car still tries to make that pass on the 38, just a couple cars back. You're looking right now on your screen at Dyson and McWhorter as we go back and see that contact. Remember, this guy, he's not handling the way he had before. He did great in clean air, but dirty air is not working out for Vroman right now.
Yeah, I feel like it's a mix of different things. It's a cocktail of craziness for Nicholas Vroman right now. He's worrying about the dirty air. That's one punch. Then you got to worry about the second, which is those tires beginning to fall off here. This is one of those tracks where you do have to rely a whole lot on that mechanical grip. You're leaning on those tires quite a lot. It's low banking here, especially through turn number 3, which out of all the turns in the NASCAR world, road or oval, it's probably the toughest on the tires in one single corner. It is brutal here at Pocono. So right now, Vroman having to deal with that 1-2 punch right now. That dirty air disrupting all of the air going over the front splitter and the spoiler on the back end of the race car. And then the tires getting worn down to the canvas on top of it. That's like trying to cut open a birthday cake and you see that there's mashed potatoes on the inside. Moldy mashed potatoes at that.
Oh, that makes me so depressed. God, I'm scared of cutting to my next birthday cake, Ron. How dare you? I was so excited for that. Okay, now I have a new fear. Ron has unlocked a new fear.
It's a wonderful service I provide. Looking at Dyson and McWhorter right now battling for third, though. These two drivers have still been very close to each other. If you lump in Bryson Hicksonball into this fight, there are some camera shots where it feels like these are the only 3 cars in the field. Your top 2, bing, they're gone. They are out of here. Drivers farther behind, though, they're all caught up in their own hair. They can't even see these drivers.
You actually got yourself a great point there, Ron. What we're noticing now is the top 2 are being chased down from Dyson, McWhorter, and Hicksonball. But then those 3 have their own pack, and from Eric Wineland on back, it is just a large group of cars that can't seem to get by Wineland. Wineland, remember, he was running outside the top 10 at the beginning of stage number 1, never really made that much move towards the front, but he flipped the stage. He got second place, but since the restart, he has been on a steady climb backwards, but he's sitting right now in the middle 3 wide. He's like, oh, good God, can I just get some speed in this car, please? All he wants is some speed. He's a quick driver, great driver, but he might not have the car underneath him right now.
The gears are just not meshing at the current moment. Now, whether they can finally get the gears to actually mesh well, we'll have to see. Thankfully, if that is not the case here in stage 2, the pain is ending as we're getting close, pushing to the start of lap 44 right now. Stage break on lap 50, the end of lap 50, so it's coming up very, very soon.
You can see your whole field essentially on the front straightaway. That's the best part about Pocono, but you got a battle right here. Here comes a battle for the lead. Benefield goes to the inside. Remember, we saw them just like this, but opposite at the other race earlier last week. There's still he makes contact. Oh, he's sliding on the front straightaway into the inside wall. The 83 way off the pace. I think he may have saved it. I'm not sure. We kind of had a long view there, but it was so close. My goodness. The save of the 83 may be the save of the century. It looked like he was shaking his head. No, look at that. That was amazing.
A rodeo ride from Adam Benefield. Look at the wheel. Look at his hands. Back and forth, sawing one direction, the other, and the other. Oh my goodness, how he kept that out of the wall and going in a straight line is unbelievable. He's lost out on some time, understandably so, but how sideways and squirrely he was through that section of the racetrack, you're shocked he didn't lose a race car.
Yeah, that was just amazing. Way to go, brother. That was awesome. Hell of a save. Oh, man, I gotta say, he's able to keep the car going. Oh, look at that. Wineland also had a little bit of a moment there. But he didn't get hit or anything. He just went down low after making slight contact with the car he's racing with. So not necessarily worth taking a look at, I'd say that. But right there, you can see the 88. Wiles get by him for 9th, but back up towards the front. I'm looking at P2 right now. This battle on your screen between Dyson and McWhorter now that Hoytsma is able to hang on to the lead. Just for now, we only got about 5 laps to go in the stage, 4 laps to go in the cross the stripe, and they're closing in on Hoytsma. This is not over, folks.
And this is coming to a head here in this second stage. These drivers all converging in on each other. You know that these drivers are feeling feisty. You got that number 97. He's looking to try and add on to his win tally. Already 4 wins so far here in this 2026 campaign in Friday Night Lights. You know that he is dead set looking for a 6th. Andrew Dyson, though, he's been super quick all season long. Joseph McWhorter has been up and down run for him here in 2026. Your reigning Friday Night Lights champion, yet to get a win. Actually, no, he does have one win so far here in this campaign, but it's been very tricky. There's been some points in time where I swear that number 73 machine is in witness protection.
He is gaining a lot of ground, that's for sure. We're coming now down to get just a handful more laps to go. That 41 machine has the best long run slide I've ever seen. He's able to go into these corners way deeper, slide the car better in the center than any other car I've seen all day long. He's trying the very top second to the top lane. He's sliding it. 97 goes up the aero block, and it looks like it might benefit him, but that 41's got a little bit of a run. He's going to have the draft. What is he going to do with it down into turn number 2? They are nose to tail, 2 inches apart from each other. 41 makes a look, shows the nose a little bit, going to stay in line and wait for the right opportunity to make that pass. This time he's loose again. This time the 73 of McWhorter comes up and gives him a shot on the back bumper. The top 3 all under a blanket. When they cross the stripe, we will get, I believe, 3 laps to go in this thing. Oh, he's in the wall. 41 hit the wall that time.
Oh, and that is going to hurt him. Side by side, McWhorter again down to the inside line, down the start finish straightaway. Battle last late breakers heading down into turn number 1. McWhorter dives it off there on the inside, gets close to the back bumper there in the 97 of Hoytsma. He may have tried to bump and run as he headed his way through there, jumped into second. Now the 41 with a massive cutback. What a move there from Dyson to try and retake second, and he does it.
He's going to try to take the lead too. He's going for the lead. He's got the run. This is probably a good opportunity for him, but no. He stays behind the 97. He had such a great run, and that little move there has brought the 83 and the 63. It's a 5-car battle, and all of them going for the win here in the stage. Does anybody choose to flip? If you're going to flip the stage, now's the time to come to pit road. Let's see what they do. Are they going to go down, or are we going to stay out? Looks like the top 5, they're staying out. Anybody choosing to flip it, we'll head down pit road this time. We'll see the names pop up on the right side of the screen. No one.
Did see some takers last time around, but here at the final opportunity, not a lot of drivers assigned to take it. It was Jacob Simpson and Casey Graves that made the call. Here we go. The 97 looking for it. He got close to the back of Dyson as they headed their way out of turn number 1. The gap grows into 2, but you know that Hoytsma is certainly looking for it.
Dyson just made the pass Dyson just made the pass on the 41. 41 if on the 97. So Dyson just made that pass on the 97. He got by, and I think Dyson's gone. Yeah, he's not gonna get anywhere near it. I gotta tell you that. I think the battle now is for second on back.
Oh, it's the 83 and the 63 that's making me nervous. So battling for 4th. Hixema and Benefiel, they've been dancing with the devil as of recent here in this race, in this battle for sure. We saw Hixenball with a bad sideways snap as he headed his way through turn number 2 last lap. I thought he was going to wreck it, but he's still right there, still on the outside of Benefiel as they continue to fight. Right now, though, that 97 of Hoytsma starting to fall off a bit at the end of this stint. He's stacking up the field. Dyson on track for a stage win, but who's got to complete your top 5?
Coming to complete stage number 2, coming at the end of this one. It looks like right now, Hoytsma's closing back in on Dyson. Hoytsma's got to run. He's going to try and make a move down into turn number 3 for the final time. He looks down to the inside. This ain't over. 97's going to dive it in. Will he make contact? It's going to be inches apart. He makes it through. 41's going to take the stage win. And Hoytsma will hang on to P2, but what a run for the 41. Remember, he started way further back, and he was able to get the job done. What a job from 7th to 1st in stage number 1. Take a look at your stage results on your screen for stage number 2. Well, folks, a couple cars came down pit road. They got themselves an interesting thing going for them. It's the 22 of Jacob Simpson and Casey Graves. They will inherit the top spots when we come back. You're watching the Friday Night Lights series from Pocono. Dyson takes stage 2.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back to the Friday Night Lights series here from Pocono Raceway, folks. Oh boy, about to get this thing back underway. 46 laps to go in this race when we get the green flag. And up front, you see Jacob Simpson. Remember, he had an EOL penalty. He's able to recover by flipping the stage. And you see Kyle Ammon also up there in the 17 machine. And then finally, you got, I believe that is Casey Graves, also under the same thing. Hoytsma and Graves. Let's try that again. There we go. But here's the restart, folks. This is going to be up for all the marbles. Let's see what happened to Kyle Amon, who has really old tires, 20-lap old tires on that machine. Back underway, 17, great jump on the start. And good Lord, look out, turn 1. Already fanning out. Where are they going to go here? 3 wide, 4th place, 5th place. Hoytsman to the very top. 22's trying to top 2 is the 17. Trying to carry momentum, but he does not have much speed going down the back.
There was still some drivers cutting off and trying to get some moves done. I believe that was a 56 in the woods that I saw there in the back of shot, maintaining some 3 wide and nearly 4 wide racing down the backstretch. As side-by-side Kyle Amon on those old tires, trying to fend off the field. Not able to do that for Hoytsma. Now feel more pressure. 3 wide as they head their way into turn number 3.
Dyson shot it 3 wide. He made contact again with the 73, still loose, keeping the car straight, but he shot that car with a run right down to the bottom, able to make it work. And where has Roman, and where did he go? He was up in the top group. He's long gone. No idea where that pink car went. At the tail of the field right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, I believe Nicholas Roman was last seen hitchhiking on I-80 right outside of Pocono. Oh,
17's up out of the groove. Hang on, folks. He's way up out of the groove. Hang on to it there. Look. Roman's going to have to go from the back to the front. He's way behind, outside of the top 20, along with Ethan Winter making his first start of the day.
Oh, he is in the midst of a hornet's nest right now. He had some damage on that race car. He took the repairs, but he's in a situation right now where that damage could very easily return.
Yep, absolutely right. Remember, we restarted this race with about 47 laps to go, and these cars can go about maybe 32 to 35 laps, 37 laps on a single tank of gas, so it will not be a fuel race today unless we see a caution within the next 10 laps or so. Then we might see that. But everybody will need to come down pit road one more time, no matter who you are. That is the truth of the matter. Oh, look at this. Look at the 70 machine. Where'd he come from? Matt White. He was not anywhere near this top 10 all day long, but look at him now. Sitting P6, came out of nowhere.
It's one of the first times we talked about him so far here tonight. I guess it's a good thing for us to finally talk about you when you're knocking on the door of a top 5 spot. Matt White's still all over the back of Casey Graves as Graves all over the back of Andrew Dyson as they head their way through turn number 3. Matt White now getting to the inside of Graves as they head their way on the exit of the turn. Graves may be able to keep some momentum rocking and rolling, but I think he had a sideways wiggle, stalling out the momentum big time in the 70, able to ring out a little bit as they're rocking big time heading at turn number 3.
Oh, Hunsinger. Something happened to the 92. Brandon Hunsinger. Not necessarily having the day he wanted to see happen. He's on the top. Hits the wall, goes down, makes contact. Oh my good God. Jarek Grodzicki also involved in the 31. I hate to see it for Jarek Grodzicki and Brandon Hunsinger. But they were inches from, again, hitting the barrels. That worries me, you know, this track, this could easily happen in real life, you know. And again, it could. So, I mean, good God.
Let's take a look at one more view of this. Jared Grodzicki. Bang! That second impact there. Right to the side of the 92.
The 38. If we can get on with a 38, that would be the view. That would be a phenomenal. But we're going to look at Hunsinger first. He's going to hit the wall because he thinks that 95 is going to be coming up into him. Yeah, so it's really just an avoidance thing. I don't think he was overdriving the corner until he saw that 95 going up the track. Here's Ethan Winter. Look at this guy's save.
Whoa!
It's a miracle that he did not hit that inside wall. How did that 38? Look at the 38 here. You don't do that very often. That was amazing. Great, and a great set of hands for that Ethan Winters character. My goodness. Unfortunate though for Grzycki having not necessarily the day he wanted to have. Hunsinger's also out. Another caution, 42 laps to go. We're going to take a quick step aside and we'll be right back here to get to the finish of this one. You're watching Maconi Entertainment. Welcome back, folks, to the Friday Night Lights series here from Pocono. We got ourselves a tremendous development here on the racetrack. 40 laps to go is at the very edge of your fuel mileage. A lot of cars came down to top off on fuel. Lucas Hoytsma is one of them, and he is heading off pit road now. After just topping off, we're going to be getting the one to go signal right now. And when they hit the line next time by, we are going green. So up front, new leaders, take a look. McWhorter, Jacob Simpson, Andrew Dyson, Matt White, Casey Graves, Blake Kluot, Hunter Truel, Bryson Hicksonball, Daniel Wiles, and Aiden Amaro are your top 10. All of them will need to come down pit road one more time. The rest of the folks who have stayed out and the rest of the folks who came down pit road must maximum save fuel in order to make it on this particular green flag stint. If we stay green the whole time, those folks that came down pit road, they will be the ones sitting in victory lane. But if we go under yellow at any point, it highly benefits the cars that are on the racetrack right now, but the whole field is split in two, folks. Heading out of turn number 3, everybody's caught back up to the pace car. The brake is at, again, that number 83 machine and the 97. Here we go. Great restart. Joseph McWhorter leads his first laps of the day here from Pocono, but he is going to need some cautions to be able to make this strategy work.
Yeah, we'll have to see if he can fly at the end of this race, but in the meantime, we have still got some frantic battling out there on the racetrack through turn number 1. First lap back to green. It's side by side, a bit of a drag race as they head their way out of 1 into turn number 2. Jacob Simpson, Andrew Dyson, and Matt White sticking his nose into that as well. White pushing Simpson comfortably up to 2nd and pushing himself up to 3rd in the process. What a move there from White.
Yep, all of them getting settled up front. They do not really want it to get settled. I'm sure they do not, because they cannot make it on gas right now. Absolutely not. It's so hard to fuel save at Pocono. You kind of need a lot of help to make it work. And the 97's proving it. 97 is actually laying back. He's not choosing the race at all at the back of the field, but up here in the front, they sure are. You can see how far back he's laying off. He's not trying to go 100% here. He's going to try his best to make it on fuel. That's the goal here.
Yeah, already pushing that clutch in, trying to get a little bit of fuel saving here. I'm liking this call. When we saw those drivers come down pit lane, I was thinking, okay, you're telling me there's a chance. And that's exactly what those drivers thought, to come down pit lane. If we get some more yellow flag interruptions between now and the end, which it is Pocono, you can never rule it out. There's always that looming anxiety of an incident taking place. They're going to be even more golden.
Roman, however, has recovered from the back of the field. He's trying to go back up to the front in the 8 machine. Remember, he restarted a little bit further back, but he's been moving forward ever since the restart, now running P12, trying to brace Aiden Amaro, trying to move up the field. And remember, the reason why we're talking about him was because he was leading in the very early part of this race, but now he's fallen back, and new leaders up front. It's McWhorter, Simpson, and White, your top 3.
And so some familiar names hopping up in your top 2 spots, but a new name up there in 3rd. Matt White has been able to put together a stormer of a race so far in that number 70 machine. And just look at the field that we've got inside the top 10. Some incredibly heavy hitters, drivers that we know are either proven race winners in this series or drivers that have certainly gotten darn close to it and show some solid pace either week in and week out, or drivers that we know are quick here in these cars. It is an incredibly competitive race. Some of the top drivers in this series have been duking it out for the win ever since we grabbed that green flag. It has been an awesome day here at Pocono so far.
It's all a waiting game now, folks. 36 laps to go this particular time by. And it's all a matter of time. That's the race right now. The race is not to see who can get the furthest away. It's not really about saving tires either. It's a fuel race. So half the field is hoping for a caution that front half. But once you get to Adam Benefiel in that 83, he is the first person out on the racetrack right now who theoretically, if he saves a lot, and I mean a lot, super saves. The original estimate for the fuel was going to be 32 to 37. But if you stretch it to 40, he can win this race. Anybody who's in single-digit numbers right now, you can see, again, Benefiel sitting P20. Everyone from Benefiel on back, with the exception of Ammon, who he just passed, is on a different strategy.
Yeah, unfortunately for Kyle Ammon, again at the end of his stint, and things just have not been working well. Those tires worn down to the canvas. We'll probably see him come down pit lane here in the not-too-distant future to just make it through to the end. We are in that pit window to make it to that follow the checkered flag, so this could get interesting to see whether anybody tries to go for an early stop. I didn't see anybody really do any short fueling there. They didn't short pit earlier, so not sure if they're going to do it again here.
You can see all these cars on your screen. All of them are hoping for a caution at some point. Oh, but we got some cars going down pit road right now. The 83 of Benefield's heading down pit road. So is the 81 of Hastings. That was unexpected. They're coming down pit road. They don't think they can make it on gas, so they are coming down pit road to top off. And they're going to take advantage of fresh tires and try and chase down the leaders.
So that is very, very odd call for the both of them, as we're hearing that an incident has taken place. Here's Daniel Llewellyn. Is Daniel Llewellyn in the number 23 car, heading his way down into turn number 1 and just overshoots a braking marker by a country mile. Looks like he had no brake pedal hanging down in there. I wonder whether or not there was some sort of hardware failure with his rig, but either way, smacking the barrier. That may be the last that we see of Llewellyn here in this race for quite some time.
That could have been the caution that nobody wanted to see. Maybe that's why they came down pit road. It makes me think maybe they knew they saw that car on the wall, and maybe they were telling their drivers to go down pit road. Maybe, I don't know. But I wouldn't be able to tell you. We'd have to find out at the end of the race if they end up in the top 3, but we're going to find out nonetheless. And Hoytsma now inherits that leader position of those that are trying to save.
Side by side for third, it's Hunter Troll and Jacob Simpson battling for the spot right now. Simpson looking for it around the outside as he heads his way through turn number 2. Getting very flirtatious with that outside safer barrier. It's P3 for Simpson for now.
You know, I got to tell you guys, I believe that this type of racing we're seeing without a caution is moot. Absolutely. Oh, look out. That actually might happen right here. 8 car got in the outside wall. 46 giving them a shot. They might throw the cautions themselves. You never know. They're racing really hard. They can bring it out themselves. But the thing is, look at this gap. The people that are saving are way further back. Look at this contact from the 21. He got out of the gas and bang. And that 46 gave him a shot, getting him a little loose too. But you can see, look at the long view here. You'll see that huge line of cars here. All of these people on your screen cannot make it on gas right now. They just absolutely cannot make it. The first person who can is so far back, you can't even barely see him. Hoytsma, you're going to see it here on the front straightaway. There's a camera angle where you would be able to see the whole front straightaway. It's kind of insane. Yeah, once they hit the front stretch, you'll see how far away they are. It's so insane. Here we go, onto the straightaway. That's where the leaders are. Sorry, that's where Hoytsma is. The guys who are saving are on your screen. The leaders are way down the Long Pond straightaway right now.
You can just see the small little marching ants running around this racetrack. So still pretty spread out. Some drivers, though, hoping that a yellow may come around as getting very close there. Heading into turn number 1, Lucas Hoytsma feeling some pressure from Ethan Winter directly behind. As we jump back to the battling at the front of the field, drivers still packed in like sardines. McWhorter, your leader, only 0.2 of a second nearly between himself and Matt White. I'm still keeping my eyes on that number 8 machine of Nicholas Roman. We saw him have that wall contact just a couple of laps ago. It has been a bizarre day for that driver of the number 8 machine. Watching his race kind of reminds me of the first time I watched pickleball on television. I don't know what the hell is going on. It's like that car has either been great or it's been, like a 1910s oxen cart, and there's no in between.
Ron, let's go ahead and just look at it this way here. These guys, yeah, they might have fast cars. They might be able to be the fastest guys out on the racetrack, lap in, lap out. But that's not going to win them the race today if we stay green. What can these guys do? Is there anything they can do if this stays green to the finish that would still give them a chance at the win? And if so, what would it be?
I think God would probably pop into the head first. Probably some prayer could maybe go down. Hope for a miracle to take place here. I think at this stage of the race, they've got to do something a little bit unconventional. Maybe try and split this up potentially. Maybe just hold it out as far as they can. Try and have the tire advantage as we get towards the end of this race. They either need to pit now or just fully commit to this stint and decide to run it out until those tires are beat and the fuel is down on fumes. So you have that tire advantage come time for the end of this race. That's pretty much your 2 options right now. Well, 3, either prayer, pit now, or pit later.
boy. Or just pray. They're hoping for a caution so bad. You can see right here, 41's diving in now to the inside of Truel. Couple teammates right there on your screen. You can see the 22 and the 71 there. A couple guys that like racing with each other. It's fun to watch them race each other, I should say. I'm not really sure if they're really teammates anymore, but I believe that they used to get along pretty good, interestingly. What I can tell you now is, even though these guys are racing hard, yes, that's wonderful, that's great. That, again, the drivers that are going to be going for the win if we stay green are so far back. They're not even on the same. You see them way back there. This is my favorite angle of the whole track. They just exited turn number 3 as these guys enter turn 1. They're going to need. I don't see this working out if we stay green at all. There's no way that this can work out in their favor unless we see a crash.
Yeah, or some of the other wild things that have happened here at Pocono over the years. A deer walking across the track, a drunk fan walking across the track, multiple drunk fans walking across the track. There's a bit of a trend of races here at Pocono, I'll be honest. Don't have that simulated on iRacing yet. Stay tuned for the start of Season 3 of 2026 when they finally model in deer at the Mount Washington Hill Climb. As we have drivers coming down pit lane, that's a 41 and the 63. That's Dyson and Hicksonball breaking away.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Right now, without a caution, these guys they didn't have a chance. Right now, if they pit now and they run the next 28 laps of their life, the fastest they've ever run at Pocono, they might have a chance. They got to take advantage of fresh tires versus old tires. But the big disadvantage to that is that when you have fresh tires running against cars that are saving fuel, the cars that are saving fuel are also at the same time inherently saving tire because they're going slower. It makes it so much more difficult to chase them down. It's gonna be so close. I can't tell you one way or the other, but I kind of like what they're doing. If you come down pit road now, it's the right choice. You see White, you see Truel, they're coming down. It's the only chance they really have now.
You know, right now, as I kind of said, they had to do something a little bit off kilter. I was thinking either, pit now and try and just give yourself the longest tire advantage on average. They're going to have some fresher tires compared to their adversaries a little bit later on here in this race. They were able to lean on those tires just a little bit. That's probably the reason why those drivers were getting very aggressive in their own little fights. They knew what they had to do. They knew, okay, we're not going to preserve the tires. May as well just, rip it. Here's an odd thing that just popped into my head here, Kirk. You think anybody is going to try and risk a 2-tire stop here at Pocono? That would be bold.
Not. Yeah, absolutely not. No, I just actually talked to the driver of the 22 who's coming down pit road right now. He went in practice and tried 2 tires. And he said the thing is impossible to handle. Not something he said a driver who would be needing to be better than me would probably struggle. And so I don't think 2 tires is an option right now. Absolutely not. You're going to need 4 tires and gas to keep the car underneath you, let alone handling well. You can see these are the leaders right now. McWhorter, Vroman, Wiles, and Rose, your top 4. But again, this isn't really where the race is going to be. These guys got to come down pit road, and they got to do it sooner rather than later.
Yeah, but one thing that you can say about a lot of drivers in iRacing, they can be stubborn at times. Will these drivers break away from their strategy? Even if it's a full-on conclusion, They may not all do. 3 of them do. McWhorter stays at, so that's Vroman, Wiles, Rose, all staying at there, including Eric Weiland and Aiden Amaro. So a couple of drivers staying at, but in terms of that camera shot that we had with 4 cars, then there were only 1.
So now, the question is, I'm looking at the 83 right now. The 83 was the first out of everybody in the group that came down pit road on a lap where they knew they could make it on gas. The 83 of Adam Benefield and the 41 of Andrew Dyson both came down together. So, with this in mind, folks, right now they are running in P21 and P22. And they both have a great opportunity here. They got to chase down the driver of the 97. That is their goal here. If they can catch the 97, who is right now 11 seconds behind the leader compared to Dyson's 32, they're going to need to have the best run of their lives. And even then, I think that the gap back on the Hicksonball would probably be better, because Hicksonball is about another 6 seconds behind that 41. So it's going to be a matter of time to find out where this all ends up. We're not going to be able to keep this anywhere near a semblance of being able to look at it and tell you where everybody's going to end up. But the 63 and the 83, their job is to run fastest lap times they possibly can to try and run down the driver of the 97 and everybody in that pack. If they're able to do that, they might have a chance of the win. But if not, it is going to be one of the drivers with Hoytsma, Woods, Winter, Mullins, one of those cars that would walk away with it if they could hang on to the position.
Yeah, and heavy emphasis on if right there. There's a lot of unanswered questions as we get into the final 23 laps of this race.
Can we, Howie, can we compare the lap times between Lucas Hoytsma and also the 41 of Dyson? That would tell us kind of an idea of what we're looking at here. Dyson and Hoytsma. Look at that. They are going to get there. They're going to get there. At this pace, yes, they absolutely will get there. It's statistically going to happen, but who's going to get there first? Because if you compare Dyson to, say, Hicksonball, can we do that as well? Dyson to Hicksonball and remove Hoytsma from the equation? You're going to see Bryson to Hicksonball. Hicksonball's running faster lap times by half a second. So I think Hicksonball is sitting in the best position at the moment. If he's able to catch Dyson, which it looks like he's on pace to do. You can see, here comes Wineland. Here comes the 32 of Amaro. They're coming down pit road. And so does McWhorter. The leaders, they know their bet is up. They got to go down now. And they got to try and chase down that 63, because right now I think the 63 would end up being the net leader along with Hunter Truel. Both of those cars, nose to tail. It's so chaotic, Rod. This is my favorite genre of racing, because it becomes a guessing game until 5 laps to go. And I think that the biggest thing is that Hoytsma is probably wishing that he has a little bit extra in the tank. He needs to increase the pace by a little bit, and it might get close, but I don't see it happening.
You see, this is part of the reason why I like Pocono so much. It produces, everything from good battling, very hard and competitive racing, to this more kind of strategic look that we've got in this event right now. And it's absolutely awesome to see Casey Graves, latest racer to come down pit lane currently. We keep our eyes locked on your top two, though. Wesley Napier and Bill Hull still holding on to your top 2 spots.
This is one of the rare occasions in all of racing where I could say this. I'll take it. Wesley Napier and Bill Hull are your 1 and 2 runners right now. That is amazing. They're not going to make it on gas, and neither is they're the only ones that cannot make it. They're hoping for a caution. They absolutely are begging for one, but they are going to be battling for the lead between themselves until the end of this race. If I'm them, I say run the car out of gas. Keep it going. Just run and hope to God that a caution hits. And when that happens, you inherit the top 2 spots. This is kind of underhand here, but oh man, one of them goes down. Hull's got to stay out. He's the last one. You got to stay out long. You can't come down. But the thing is, he has about another 10 laps, 5-6 laps before he has to come down. But Hull is just hoping for a caution right now.
If we get one, that would be absolutely awesome for him.
I'd jump out of my chair.
Yeah, I would probably hear, I'm in the city of Philadelphia, and you're way out farther west than me, Kirk. But I feel like I'd probably be able to hear an explosion coming out of the west. Yeah,
I wouldn't doubt it. Man,
that's
I don't know.
It's a busy world.
Yeah, can we keep a marker of the distance between Hoytsma and Hicksonball? If we keep... Oh, caution's out! Holy crap, caution's out! It happened! Holy... What the heck happened? William Owens. I cannot believe what I just saw. Oh my gosh, Bill Hull, luckiest man on the planet right now. Oh, he got hit by the 22 of Jacob Simpson.
And how about that? Did we summon that? I think we may have, but either way.
No, absolutely not. It's racing. It happens. I just got to tell you right now, that 22 did not plan on stopping in that corner, or the 30 hit the brakes way too early. It's one or the other. I can't tell. But the man, the myth, the legend right now, Bill Hull, has inherited the lead with a USA 250 paint scheme. How did he do that? I mean, the luck on this man's side right now is phenomenal. I cannot believe it.
RN Jesus strikes again.
Yeah, but now, hold on a second. Who was the last? Can we pull up the pylon? We need to see who was on pit road last. Napier. Napier could stay out. Hold on a minute. Napier could stay out. McWhorter could stay out. All these cars. Tim Phillips could probably stay out. Never mind. Bill Hull's got to come down pit road. There's a lot of cars that just hit pit road in the last 5 laps that can stay out and jump him. But the point is that it shuffles the entire field. I can't even tell you who the leader is going to be, Ron. I don't have a clue.
And here they come down pit lane. Oh,
Dyson.
Boy.
Dyson's got it. Dyson's got the lead, it looks like. He's staying out on 9-lap old tires. And then you got Hicksonball right behind him on 9-lap old tires. Then you get Truel right now, who's on 8-lap old tires. These guys, this has just become a wild situation for this top group. And I can't, this is going to create advantages for cars that are back in, like, say, 10th. Eric Wineland, for example, he only has 4 laps on his tires. Dyson has 10. So that is going to be a difference. We have seen fall off happen in that amount of time that is considerable. So it is going to be a possibly really good days for Tim Phillips, for Wesley Napier, if they keep the car underneath them. If they can somehow keep it going and not let these guys go and just actually go for it, they might have really great days. You can't know for sure. Wineland, McWhorter, these guys having way fresher tires is only going to benefit them. I am just, this has flipped everything on its head, folks. Maconi Entertainment bringing some of the biggest confusion of the year, really. But Dyson and Hicksonball and Vroman, we've seen them. They're the fastest cars on the track all day long. Sitting top 3, they're going to be hard to beat. Truel's there. Wiles and Rose. Again, all these guys were in the top 10 at the beginning of this race. So we know all of them have speed, but the only thing they're missing is the tire advantage. They are missing it. Vroman has the best tires out of the top 5 along with Daniel Wiles. So it's going to add a new level of speed for those folks compared to the top group of cars that have 10 laps on their tires. It might even out dirty air a little bit on this restart. I don't know. It might not. But Ron, what do you think about all this?
Well, it's certainly quite the twist in the road here. We were thinking, okay, things are probably going to be not settled down because we're still at a lot of shuffling, still wait to see everybody close up to one another. But this just completely turns everything on its lid. You've got various different strategies. I got to say, though, and this is honest, if there's any portion of this race that could get a little bit hair-raising and could get a little green-yellow heavy, it could be this one. We've got drivers on 10, 11-lap old tires. We've got drivers on 8-lap old tires. We've got drivers that just came down pit lane, only a couple laps on their tires. These drivers have just enough grip in their cars whereby, they're going to be very competitive. They're going to try and get the moves done. We're also, going to be restarting this race with only 15 laps left to go, so these drivers will be antsy. But that also comes with the yang of chaos maybe showing its ugly head. So I'm going to say this outright. This could get nasty on this restart.
Hang on to your socks, folks. That's all I can say. I'm hoping to see a good restart, but I mean, This is going to be the race for the win here, and I think this is where the chaos really begins. Like you said, you're absolutely right there, Ron. It's probably going to happen here. If there's a chance for this to become a wreck fest, it's now. I hope it doesn't, but my goodness, it absolutely has a great opportunity for it. When you got old cars with old tires up front, fresh tires in the back, doesn't matter who you are. This just is going to be probably the most interesting last 15 laps. I hope people look at the end of this. We'll see how it goes. Pace car is going to go ahead, dive down into the pit lane again. They're going to hit that restart zone right now. And we are back underway. Dyson, great jump on the start. But already those front guys had a little bit of wheel spin. Very small amount. 63 did not get the jump he so hoped for.
Yeah, it's always a frantic run downtown into turn number 1 on these restarts, but I'm expecting the turns to be where it starts to get a little bit nuts. Side by side, Hicksonball and Vroman as they head their way onto the backstretch. That's allowing Dyson to check out as look at the pack behind.
Yeah, they were 4 wide. Hoytsma in the 38 car, the rookie here in the series, Ethan Winter, are just absolutely going so dang far in right now. But the battle for 3rd place and 4th place is really where it's at right now. 4th place, rather. You can see it's the 88 of Wiles, who desperately wants a win, but further back, they're 3 wide, 4 wide, trying to get all they can get, and there's not many places for them to go. 97 trying to go forward. All of them hit the wall. All of them. There goes the 97 hard into the inside wall. Caution's going to come out.
And as I expected, the field blows apart on the restart. It took him a lap, and that 1 lap under green was glorious, but I can say I'm entirely surprised. That's again the exit at turn number 3. That's been the choke point. We've seen many an incident take place down there already here in this race. And right towards the end, as we get into the dying breaths, it happens once again. Nearly got jump scared by the pace car driving through the cars there a few moments ago, but we'll get the replay loaded up here soon to tell you exactly what scale the disaster was here.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm looking at this right now. I saw at least 16 cars hit the outside wall here. All of them hit the wall. You're going to see it happen right here, way up in front of it, and that's where the wreck happened. But yikes.
Oh.
And then they collect more cars involved. But yeah, no, I mean, I got to tell you guys that all of them, look at them. They all hit the wall there. Everyone in the front group, they all hit the outside wall there. 4-car incident, it looks like. Again, let's take a look at the contenders in that particular wreck. Again, I believe it was the 79 of Dave Hoytsma. Matthew Blackley in his first career start here, also with damage. And then finally, you got the other 2, 97 and the 95. You're on looking at William Owens here in the 30 machine. Let's see what happened. You can see again, they're going to go up and hit the wall. He's the first one in this little pack to hit the wall, and that's what's going to go down into the 97. And then Calamity. The 01 of Casey Graves, though, what a way to avoid the accident. Look at Casey Graves if we can, just for a moment. Here we go. The 01. He gets door slammed. Sideways. Saves it. Goes through the checkerboards and still able to hang on to position. So definitely that 01 car has got a little bit of damage, but I don't know if it's going to kill him. Let's take a look here if we can on the stints. We absolutely need to know when the cars were last on pit road, because I think that caution really shuffled some things. The new car up front, the newest car with the freshest tires, Ethan Winter, he came down pit road that last time with Bill Hull, 13th and 14th. They are the ones with the freshest tires. But everybody in the top 6 have 11 lap or more old tires. And I think that, I don't know, there's not a lot of time for them to catch back up even with the tire advantage. I think the battle for the win is going to be up here between your top 6, unless something wild happens. You got Dyson, Vroman, Hicksonball, Wiles, who so desperately wants his first win of the season, Hunter Truel there in 5th place, and Eddie Rose there in 6th. I think that's where the battle for the win's going to be. And Eric Wineland sitting in a perfect position. 8 laps on his tires, 7th place. If that car is able to stick, he might be able to take advantage of those fresh tires.
Yeah, see, this is the real ethical kind of dilemma that these drivers find themselves in right now. If you've got the tire advantage, that's great on paper. But with 12 laps left to go, if we have a bit more chaos and craziness break out here, and there isn't long enough of a green flag run where you can really flex those muscles, is it really worth anything? That is what you've got currently. So the tire advantage would work theoretically if we can run clean and green through to the end. But in a race that's been this clean, these drivers are still feeling very antsy. They're a little bit nervous in their race cars. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that incident that we saw there heading out of turn number 3, there's I'm not going to say a high likelihood, but there is a likelihood that will not be the last yellow that we get here in this race. We could very well see more interruptions. If we do see more interruptions, the benefit of track position is going to start to massively outweigh the benefit of the tires. If there's one person that I think is maybe going to benefit the most out of this, it is Nicholas Roman there on the front row. That number 8 car has been about as hard to pin down as a 3-legged chicken. He has been really up and down the field like Otis Elevator, but he's in a good spot right now, holding on to the front row. If he can master some of these restarts and things get a little bit nuts, he may be in for a good result.
The entirety of your top 5 are all Team Conti. That is fact. You're looking at it right now. They all are Conti backed. So, seems to be working out for him this week here at Pocono. That 71's the first one I believe that is not. I believe that they are backed. We'll have to triple check that, but I'll get back with you once we have that. But pace car is going to go down pit road. 41 gets the jump. We're back underway. Let's see what can happen. No one's really brushing outside of the top 10. Here we go. 41 goes down the block, aero blocking that 8 car, that pink machine being aero blocked. 88's trying to wrap the outside line, trying to carry momentum. He's going to have it. And now side by side for the lead. Here comes the 8 car, Roman, to the inside of the 41 of Dyson. Into turn number 2. Easy pass. Roman takes over the lead.
Yeah, and Roman going to look to try and run away.
Yeah, look at Wiles. He made it down to the inside of Dyson for second.
Yeah, Daniel Wiles coming in big time. Big move into turn number 3 to try and take second place, and he'll clear him. Heading out of the turn, Daniel Wiles now in second. This would be one heck of a way to get your first win here in this campaign if Daniel Wiles can hold on. The top 2 are at the moment right now looking for glory, and I think they have a very good shot to do it. Gotta wonder, though, what's Dyson going to say about this in third?
The top 2 have the best tires in the top 5 right now. That is for sure, with the exception of McWhorter, who is now closing in on this. Oh, they're wrecking into the outside wall. There goes more cars sliding. They keep it straight, no caution. We stay green, staying green. That's just only going to change the entire look of the top 10. And now McWhorter, I believe, is the first car with the freshest tire sitting there in P5.
Oh, as you can see, a bad sideways snap for him, heading his way out of turn number 2. And a dive from Hicksonball heading into turn number 3. That's Andrew Dyson, side by side. Dyson continuing to fall. As look at that 73 wheeling a big time there off on the inside curb through turn number 3. He's trying to make something work to jump his way up into that spot.
Oh, man, Wiles, I got to tell you guys, he wants it bad. I talked to him before this race. He was so excited about this, and I just can't believe what I'm seeing. He has a good shot. He's got to keep that car underneath him. He's got to do all he can. He's trying to catch up to Roman as they're 3 wide back here in the back of the field, but it's all for the win right now is what they're going for. He really wants it so bad. It's something he talked. I can't stress enough how cool that would be to see that 88 win. He's trying his best. But that 8 car, we know he's dominant. He's able to win a lot of races here in this series. He's a fast car driver. But today, I think that 88 is able to contend right now. He's on a better pace that time in 3 and 4. He's got a run on him on the front straightaway. This draft is going to be huge. He's going all the way down to the inside wall through the checkerboards, trying to break the draft, not working. That 88 is on the back bumper.
Breaking out the Dragon down the start-finish straightaway, and Wiles sliding a little bit down into turn number 1, but he's going to have a huge head of steam, keeping that momentum rocking and rolling. Roman once again breaking out the Serpentine, trying to break that draft, but Wiles, he hasn't been able to break his spirit quite yet. Neither of these drivers have been able to do it. They've been going tit for tat over the past couple of laps. They've checked out from the rest of the field for now. McWhorter may try and go for a lunge a little bit later on to try and close up that 1 second margin, but at the moment it is a two-man show, a two-horse race at the front of the field. Roman and Wiles, and about 8 laps between them and victory lane.
Guys, I got to tell you that those cars in 3rd, 4th, and 5th, they are on the way. Benefield has 9 laps on his tires, and he is sitting P5. These top 2 here, you see right in front of them, they have 14 laps on their tires, 3-lap advantage to the top 2, but that 88 trying all he can. He's already on the back bumper again of Roman in 1 and 2. He's trying everything he can, but these guys have got to get on the gas if they want to get there. They got to get moving, and they got to do it now. They don't got time to sit and wait as these guys are doing the wave here on the back straightaway, sliding down to the bottom and up to the top. These guys are just catching them lap after lap, and it is getting closer. 7 to go, 6.5 laps to go this time. Here we go. And, man, Wiles, what can he do? There's so many opportunities to win races in this series, but this is the first one where I think that Wiles has the best shot right now.
As it got very close there, Wineland and Benefield chasing each other's tails in that battle for the final 2 top 5 spots. Was just going to say, these drivers that you see on screen right now, they're reeling them in, and that's just applying more and more pressure to your top 2. Once they fight, once Wiles tries to go for the move, if he can, on Vroman, he's going to have to get it done quick, because if they stall out, if they go side by side for even just a couple of turns, those drivers right behind, they're not just going to be right there. They're probably going to be alongside.
Guys, right now McWhorter's there. McWhorter's got the draft. He got into the draft, and now he's actually going to be gaining ground on these top 2. He's there, and so is Wineland, and so they're all going to be closing in on each other with 5 laps to go. Roman is going to have to drive the most defensive race of his life. He knows all these guys are running really fast right now, but that 8 car's got one thing to his advantage, and that is he could throw the air.
Yeah, he can control the fate of the drivers behind and play them at their will. Still have the 21 of Wineland and the 83 of Benefield chasing each other's tails down the start-finish straightaway. If this doesn't work out for Benefield and he can't get this move done with that tire advantage for everybody else in the top 5, he may be in trouble. Finally clears him as he heads his way through turn number 1. He had been hacking away at that battle for a while, and you could tell your top 3 well farther up the road, about 0.6 of a second, in fact, between McWhorter and Benefield.
Oh, fuck. Coming to get 4.5 laps to go. You saw it there. 73 is closing in. The 83 finally got by the 21. Now the 83 is trying to chase down McWhorter. He's got a second to make up in less than 4 laps. I don't think he's got the speed to be able to do that. But these top 3 are really going to be the ones battling for the win here. What are they going to be able to do? This time Vroman does not do the snake. He stays up by the wall. That's going to create a huge draft. I think that 88's closing in the ground. He has a run on him, but he's not going to be able to get there by turn 1. He's going to have to back it off. He's trying to follow in his tire tracks. And the car behind, you're looking at it, McWhorter, trying to take the top line, trying to carry momentum, but now Benefield enters the picture. 3.5 laps to go here from Pocono. And that 88's, man, he's trying his best, but I think that 8 car has got him right now. He's doing a great job of blocking, making sure that that arrow is compromised on that 88. 88's going to have to drive the wheels off that thing if he wants to make that pass.
Yeah, he's going to have to earn it. He's going to have to work for it as well. It's not easy to get a move done here at Pocono. It's not impossible. You can get the move done. You just have to hack away at it. It is a tough track to try and get past. But these drivers, they're up for the challenge. They have the skill to be able to get it done. But now your top battle kind of breaking up into a 2-2 affair. You got your top two of Roman and Wiles still packed in together. However, McWhorter and Benefiel still very close. Benefiel closing up that gap in the blink of an eye. He is right there on the back of the 73.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Benefiel's closing in, folks. 2.5 laps to go. That 88's still trying. That gap hasn't really gotten much changed, but all I can tell you is that it just takes one bobble, one mistake, one change, and these top four could be on top of it. Coming out of turn number 2 and into turn 3 here. It's this is going to be it, folks. 2 laps to go. What do you got in your bank? This is what we got. Oh, Roman hit the wall. Roman hit the wall. Huge runs coming from the 88. He's got a shot. He's going to try and make the move down to the 1. He's on the back bumper. This is his best opportunity in the last 10 laps. This is the one he's got. He's choosing to take the outside.
I'm not sure if he would have been able to go for it into turn number 1. If he tried, it would have ended in tears. More wall contact. This time it's Wiles. He can tell a little bit of desperation is coming out in this fight. Wiles, he's running out of opportunities. He knows that. He's all over the back of Roman. He's been all over the back of that number 8 car for quite some time. Just hasn't been able to make it work. Now, though, has a world of pressure behind us. Here comes McWhorter.
McWhorter finally caught him. The 83's gotten there as well. The 88's opportunity might be done. He's got to carry a lot of momentum on the outside to make this work. Roman coming out of turn number 3, coming to get the white flag last time here from Pocono. What can they do? Down the straightaway, the 88's trying all he can. So is the 73 and the 83. They're catching him as it is. 88 dives it in deep, right in the tire tracks of Roman. He's in the dirty air. That's not going to help him much. Will Roman hang on to it? He sure does. Great corner from Roman. 73 on the back bumper, the 88. Will they be able to work through turn number 2? How will this look? This is the final shot going into turn 3. Is going to be the final shot for that 88. What do you have to say for your first win opportunity? Roman trying to hang on to it. Here we go into the final corner. 88 tries the outside. He's going to arc it in. I don't think that's going to be enough. Roman's going to come out of turn number 3, and Nicholas Roman is going to come to the line and win yet again here at Pocono. P2 for Wiles, and McWhorter will come home P3. Chaotic finish here. It was going to be something for the ages, and it sure was. Kind of a chaotic finish, but Nicholas Roman, with his infinite amount of damn talent, is able to get another win here at Pocono.
Yeah, with the car that really did not seem good at many points throughout the night, he gets it done as well. That's his second win in 3 races so far here in Friday Night Lights. 1 at Charlotte, 1 here at Pocono. This has been a real strong start to his campaign here in the summer.
See your top 10 finishers on your screen. Here we go. Let's go through them. Roman, Wiles, McWhorter, Benefiel. Oh, we lost it there. There we go. Wineland, Hicksonball, as Roman does a burnout in the background. You can see that there. You got Dyson, Blake Kluwat, Jacob Simpson, Ethan Winter, your top 10 here tonight.
Yeah, looking from there, Aiden Amaro in 11th, Bill Hull in 12th, Cliff Mullins in 13th, Noah Woods in 14th place, Hunter Trull in P15, Kyle Amon ends up in 16th in front of Jared Grodzicki in 17th. Jared Grodzicki, who actually got a piece of that first incident, ended up in 17th here at the end. Brilliant drive, didn't talk about him too much. Matthew Blackley in 18th, Eddie Rose in 19th with Tim Phillips running at your first half of the field.
21st, Tanner Marty, followed by William Owens, Michael Mesnard, Benjamin, Graves, Hastings. Hoytsma did not finish on the lead lap after it was all said and done. Matt White, Dave Hoytsma finishes 29th, and Wesley Napier in 30th, with 31st being Daniel Llewellyn, Brandon Hunsinger, Kevin Zosiak, and finally Mason Lowry are our top finishers, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to go ahead and bring in the winner of tonight's race. We're going to bring him in. Nicholas Roman, you dang good driver, man. You got yourself the win again here tonight. How you feeling, pal?
I tell you what, man, I'm drenched in sweat right now. I felt very good that first stage. I felt like we were in control pretty much that whole thing. And then the second stage, we lost a lot of ground on those restarts. But somehow, we were able, and then we got damaged going to pit road, went all the way back to like 30th. Somehow we're able to work our way up from on the last stage to make a contention to take this win. And yeah, we got it done. Feel pretty good.
Heck yeah, man. It was fun to watch. Definitely, for sure. You made it interesting there at the end. You saw the 88 of Daniel Wiles in your mirror. And got to ask you, man, when you were in the middle of turn in stage number 2, when you were back in the 30s, did you have any idea that by the end of this race, you'd be back up at the front and sitting in here talking to us?
I knew I had the pace to do it. It was just being patient, not making moves, but not making too aggressive moves, try to make someone uncomfortable and wreck myself. So I knew the car had pace to, and yeah, I was just hoping we go green. We went green for a little while and were able to pick up spots, and we kind of got. I think if that yellow doesn't come out, I think we still have a good shot of winning. But yeah, it's just a good run there in the third stage from the back.
Well, thanks again so much for coming in here and talking with us. Anybody you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, man, there's a couple guys out there actually working really, really well with me. I think Eddie Rose was working pretty well with me. Daniel Wise and the other Australian guy, man. I feel like we're working pretty well out there together, trying to make passes because it's just so freaking hard to make a pass. But other than that, man, shout out to everybody on the track. Good race, you guys in the booth. TCSP, man. Rocket ship. If you guys don't know by now, man, they got the best B car setup out there on the market. It just drives so easy. I would definitely give them a shot if you're not doing that yet. And yeah, that's gonna do it. I got my sponsors in there.
All right, good deal there, Nicholas. Congratulations.
Wait a minute.
Go
do
ahead.
one more thing. Lucas did not win. That's a good day. And a damn Australian didn't win. Team USA, baby. Let's go.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Thanks so much for talking with us, Nicholas. Congratulations on the win.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was Nicholas Roman in that 8 machine. Let's go ahead and bring in our P2 finisher, Daniel Wiles. He's going to be with Ron.
Yeah, and Daniel Wiles joining us here in the broadcast booth. Daniel, welcome in. It was a valiant effort here in this race at Pocono. The pace has been there all season long and certainly flexing your muscles here at Pocono. How was it from your perspective behind the wheel?
I was trying to get it for Kirk. He came in pre-race, and I told him that I wanted to win. I didn't think I would even have a chance there at the end with the fresh tires coming and this and that, but I just couldn't get to Vroman. He's a hell of a driver as it is, so we gave it our all.
Yeah, certainly put in one hell of an effort to get that P2 either way. It was a strong drive for you, one of many so far this season. We're getting close to it feels odd to say this. We're getting close into the final stretch before the end of the regular season. Time kind of running out, but it's been a fantastic season for you up to this point. Slew of good finishes. What's the thought process as we head off into the summer months?
Well, I think I'm building up a big enough gap from the cutoff of the playoffs. So I need to get one of these wins. I need to start being a little bit more strategic, and also just letting it hang on the strategy as well. Like, I should have been one of the ones that stayed out, but then also the tires, they couldn't get up through the field. Once they got up to the top 5, they kind of stalled out. So I just need to try and get better at strategy and be more aggressive with it. I have points to play with.
Yeah, of course, next time out, we're going to be running at the brand new Coronado Street Circuit there in San Diego. I'm not even sure if I can ask what are your thoughts heading there, because it's pretty much a venture off into the unknown for everybody.
Yeah, so the aggressive that I just talked about, that's going to start when we get back to a regular track. I've just started learning the track this week in the truck and in the A car. I haven't even turned a lap in the B car yet, so we're gonna put in some laps, but that one's just going to be about survival. That's all that one's going to be.
Yeah, survival of the fittest at that pancake that got flipped too early there in California. But Daniel, before we let you go and celebrate this P2 run, we'll let you give any thank yous or shout outs.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I mean, obviously the TCSP, what them guys do. I've been an ambassador there for a year now, so all great people over there, great drivers. EMR, Event Parks, all my teammates at America Racing, Full Commit, Track Bar Media, you guys up in the booth for always putting on a great broadcast. The admins that run this league, it's one of the best leagues out there. I absolutely enjoy it. So, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and thank you for joining us as well here in the booth, Daniel. We hope to see you next time out there on the racetrack at San Diego in 1 week's time.
Thanks, guys.
San Diego, founded by the Germans in 1879. Kirk, I'll pass the mic back off to you before I finish that line.
Yep, Joseph McCorder, here's our P3 finisher this afternoon. Hey, man, I got to tell you, you had yourself one hell of a run there at the end. Tire advantage was on your side, but it's just so dang hard to pass. How was your race today, man? Did you have fun?
Oh, yeah, man. That was a really good time. Didn't get any laps in practice at all, but, man, William, my new crew chief, William, I got to give him all the props tonight. We started off really tight. He made good changes all night, got the car better every single time we came down pit road. And, man, I mean, it showed right there. I mean, we went from being a 13th place car, maybe a 10th place car to, I mean, fighting for the win right there. So, sucks that late race caution I felt like we had a shot to win there with the tire advantage. Sucks that the late race caution kind of screwed us there, but man, what a run. What a strong run. That was a lot of fun.
Well, man, it was fun to watch. Yeah, and you said new crew chief. Is there a story that we should be knowing about with this little partnership here?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. If you guys remember during Watkins Glen, I got spun by the 32. Well, William messaged me and he was apologizing, for what happened and, taking me from being only 10 points back off of Bryson and Adam on the points battle to, being quite a far. I mean, now we're 102 points back, but he's like, what can I do to help? And we got to talking, we started hitting it off a little bit, and he wants to make his team better and stuff. So I was like, well, why don't we just team up and be quasi teammates? And he offered to be the crew chief, and man, I think it showed tonight. I think it definitely showed it. He made such good changes. I mean, both me and the 32 had really good runs tonight. So huge shout out to him. I really couldn't have done it without him. I think I would have been stalled out all night long if it wasn't for those changes.
Well, that is awesome to hear, man. I'm happy that we could turn turmoil into friendship right there. That was pretty good teamwork. Got to ask you, man, before we let you go, though, Joseph, you have anybody you want to shout out?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, you guys got to see the new paint scheme tonight. BK Games. They're not only my partner here in iRacing, but they're also my partner on my Crown Vic in real life. Dakota, the owner, he has been absolutely fantastic to work with. Man, our real life car is getting faster every week. I think this was a good showing that we're going to be faster every week now on here as well. So big shout out to BK Games. Check them out on Facebook. They're located in St. Robert, Missouri, right outside of Fort Leonard Wood. If you guys are ever in the area, come in, check them out. You can also call them if you're looking for any kind of old classic games or anything like that. They can help you and do shipping. So make sure to check them out. I want to thank Outlier Speed Co. Awesome job tonight by the guys. Like I said, they worked really hard trying to get the car better all week and multiple different changes as the week went on, and we got it to about an 80% car and really showed that tonight. Who else I got to thank? Red Camera Racing. Go check out redcameraracing.com. Fire suit, shoes, helmets, anything you need. I can attest to how good their equipment is after my big wreck a couple of weeks ago. So their equipment is very safe. So big shout out to them. Go check them out. Really good prices. And they're same quality as all the top guys. So go check them out at redcameraracing.com. You guys for putting on the broadcast. You guys do a fantastic job each and every week. My fiance, Who else I gotta thank? All the drivers for a great race, the admins for the hard work, and ready to get into Coronado next week. I'm probably gonna suck, but it's gonna be interesting.
I think the majority of drivers have that same opinion about Coronado. But I tell you right now, it's going to be a lot of fun nonetheless. It's going to be interesting to see who could suck the less, essentially, is what we're looking for.
I think we should watch out for the 32 next week. He seems really confident in the street courses, so he's feeling pretty good. So watch out for the 32 car next week. He's going to
Aiden Amaro reference.
Yeah, look out for him to have a good run next week. I think he'll be up front. He was very confident. We were talking about it pre-race, so I think he's somebody to watch out for.
Well, all right. Thanks for the heads up there, McWhorter. I appreciate it. Congratulations on the top 3, and we'll see you next week at the airbase.
Thanks, buddy. See you next time.
See you next time, pal. Well, Ron, we have gone through our top 3. We want to thank them so much for coming in here and chatting with us here this afternoon. Man, what an interesting thing. It looked like it was going to go one way, but then it flipped on its head about halfway through, man. Tell me about the Frankentrack 250.
Well, it was a bit of a Franken race that we had here up at Pocono, but I enjoyed it. I think that was a whole lot of fun. We got to see that strategy content come to form towards the end. Some brilliant racing throughout, formation flying at many points in time as well. We've had a good run through here in the spring. I think summer is actually going to be starting very, very soon, unless it already has. I never remember when the summer solstice is, but again, the summer kicked off up and rolling the next 2 weeks running at road courses. Looking forward to that because I won't sound like a complete doofus. Just kidding. It's me in the booth. I'm always going to.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Keep that on the replay. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching Maconi Entertainment's production of the Friday Night Lights series. My name's Kirk Mills alongside Ron Mons. And of course, Howie Burrows, our producer here tonight. We thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll see you next week